What's up everybody, Kinetic here, and welcome to my top 10 games from E3 2015. There were tons of really amazing, awesome looking games from this year's E3. I mean, I can't even tell you how hard it is to pick a top 10 out of so many awesome looking games. Keep in mind, of course, that this is a personal top 10 for me. This isn't based on any polls or anything like that taken anywhere. I figured if you guys want a generic top 10, then you know where to get them from your normal generic game sites and stuff like that. But if you want to know what my opinion is, well then here are some of the 10 games that really stood out to me and grabbed my attention in E3 2015. Number 10, Last Guardian. Who wasn't, if anybody, not impressed by seeing this live? I mean, even if this was the first time seeing The Last Guardian, which of course it isn't, I think that just the beauty and the simplicity of this game makes it stand out among so many other games that were shown at E3 2015, and of course to see it return and to be confirmed that it is still being worked on and looking very, very good. It just brings up a flurry of all sorts of emotions for lots of people, including but not limited to excitement, relief, disbelief even maybe, to see it in action. It's just a fantastic looking game, and again, really I think it stands out among its competitors, if you want to call them that, the other games that were on show at E3 2015. The simplicity of the character relations, the music, the visuals, all are coming together very, very well, and I think that I am gonna have a very, very good time when playing The Last Guardian. Number 9, No Man's Sky. Admittedly, I was not on board with this game when it first was announced. If anything, I think the problem was that I didn't know enough about it to understand what makes it interesting and a unique game. But as it was kind of shoved in my face this year at E3 2015, and the guy was demonstrating on stage with the controller in his hand what No Man's Sky is and what you can do, I was really, really impressed. And again, kind of like The Last Guardian, it just stood out as one of those games that seemed unique among the others that were on display for the E3 show, and I was absolutely blown away, and I thought, this is impossible. As he's zooming out, he's talking about each one of these points being a system and with planets or whatever that you can actually go to, and just countless, seemingly countless spots as he's zooming out, all of these places that you can go to. The sheer scale of it just seems almost impossible, but he was on stage performing the demonstration, and everything looks just as they say it is, and really mind-blowing just how much potential there is for limitless, possibly, amounts of exploration and adventure in No Man's Sky. So I'm on board with it. I'm really looking forward to hearing more details about it and to getting my hands on this game. Number 8, RECORE. This was a very pleasant surprise, but also kind of disappointing at the same time. While I understand that exclusives are just kind of part of the way that this industry is, sort of like a necessary evil to give certain players in this game an advantage when it comes to selling systems and games and stuff like that, I really wish that RECORE was not an Xbox exclusive. I don't know if this is a timed exclusive or whether this is an actual like permanent exclusives. It sounds like it is, judging by the way that Keiji Inafune is talking about his relationship with Microsoft in the development of this, and it kind of makes sense. I mean, after all, Keiji Inafune responsible for Mega Man, of course, and just now kind of coming to the end of the development of Mighty Number 9. That was a Kickstarter project, so it actually kind of makes sense in a way to see that his next project is, instead of being funded by a Kickstarter project, is instead being sort of sponsored by a company like Microsoft in this case, who is no doubt putting a lot of resources out there and giving them to Keiji Inafune to put together his next great adventure, and RECORE looks exactly like that. RECORE has already a beautiful pair of characters, and who knows what kind of adventures await us. Actually, very little is known, but the trailer certainly speaks enough that it grabbed my attention, and I'm really looking forward to hearing more details on what kind of game and what we can expect from Keiji Inafune's latest masterpiece. Number 7, Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. I am such a sucker for these types of cyberpunk futuristic settings, be it Ghost in the Shell or Blade Runner. Deus Ex definitely fits right in there. Mankind Divided is, of course, a continuation from the recent Deus Ex Human Revolution. With Adam Jensen making a return as the main character of the story, things have evolved in an even darker way for Adam and his settings. The thing that makes Deus Ex Mankind Divided stand out, I think, is that while it does certainly have its first-person shooter kind of mechanics, what really makes these games stand out is the storytelling and the characters. And I think Mankind Divided is going to play right along into a very nice branch of where things can go from where they left off in Human Revolution, where those who have augmentations on their bodies are being severely oppressed by certain groups in power, causing, of course, some rebellions by those that are sick of being oppressed. I believe that they made a strong mention that the way that you play and the types of choices that you make in Mankind Divided are going to depend on what kind of ending that you experience. So there's a lot of potential for variation in the way that you play this game, the way that it ends up, and of course that adds also a lot of replay value to Deus Ex Mankind Divided. So while I wait for CD Projekt Red to put together the pieces and bring us Cyberpunk 2077, I know that I'll get loads of entertainment from Deus Ex Mankind Divided in the meantime. Number 6, Star Wars Battlefront. Okay, so I was extremely skeptical about this game when I first heard about it. I mean, I'm familiar with Star Wars Battlefront on much older generation systems and hardware. As we're hearing about them putting together another one and knowing just how terrible EA is about giving DICE the amount of support that they need to make really successful and smooth running games, cough cough Battlefield 3 and 4. I mean, I've got a lot of faith, I really do, in DICE, but when it comes to EA, man, I've got nothing but fear and anxiety whenever I hear that a game that I want to play is being published by EA. But anyway, seeing it on display at E3 this year was really, really fantastic. The gameplay looks absolutely incredible, visually just insanely good looking, to the point that I couldn't tell at some points whether or not I was actually watching something that was live action or a game. That's how good this looks to me in my eyes. Whether it looks that good and whether it plays that good at launch is a whole nother thing. I would probably put this higher up on my top 10, but again, I'm nervous. It's EA. I really hope that they don't screw this up. I'm thinking they will. At the very least, what we will probably see is microtransactions out the anus for this game, but I'm remaining cautiously optimistic that Star Wars Battlefront is going to turn out as fantastic as it looks. Let's hope so. Number 5, Fallout 4. Now, maybe some of you are surprised, maybe even a bit disappointed to see Fallout 4 here at number 5 rather than, say, in the top 3 or maybe even a number 1 spot. And I understand there's a lot of excited people to see the next Fallout game. They think there's nothing better than Fallout 4 than, well, I guess the last Fallout game. And after watching the Bethesda presentation, I can totally get on board with that excitement, I think. There's clearly a ton of love and attention to detail that is being poured into this game from everybody in the development team, from the coders to the concept artists. There's a lot of really cool things going on here for Fallout 4, and I would maybe put it higher if I had played any of the previous Fallout games. I know I'm some kind of crazy heretic that needs to be burned at the stake right now. I haven't played any of the previous Fallout games, and I am feeling kind of like I missed out on something special. the thing is, I guess, that the other 4 games ahead of Fallout 4 do have a kind of already a place in my heart, and they have something equal, if not greater, to what I see in Fallout 4. But I mean, regardless of all that, whether I've played Fallout games or not, I think that the number 5 slot here just shows that even though I've never even played it and know little to nothing about what makes Fallout so incredible, I was very impressed by what Bethesda had to show off, and I wanted to definitely make a spot for it here in my top 10 at number 5. Fallout 4 is going to be one of those games I think that goes down as one of the best games of the decade. Number 4. Final Fantasy VII. Now, it's shocking even to me that this is only at number 4, but kinda like my anxiety towards what is gonna happen to Star Wars Battlefront, that feeling is only multiplied probably 1,000 times or more at what is gonna happen, what is the result gonna be for Final Fantasy VII. I think you get just from me saying that, I love Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII, the original, on the PlayStation 1, was by far one of the most incredible experiences for me in video gaming up to that point, and still, as I look back at it, it's just such an incredible game. Story-wise, the characters, everything about it, it was life-changing for me. So, when you have such an incredible experience like that, and then they want to remake it, and they've kind of not done very well with the previous Final Fantasy games, like Final Fantasy 13. I'm nervous. That's all I can say. I'm just nervous. I'm excited, but nervous. Final Fantasy VII, please don't disappoint. Number 3, For Honor. I have a hard time trying to collect my thoughts here and to try and to put into words why For Honor looks like such an incredible game, why it looks like it's such an important game, actually, to me, that there needs to be a game like this that doesn't just give you control of a character and a bunch of guys and you go out there and you hack and slash them to death like Dynasty Warriors style. And I'm all for some Dynasty Warriors action. There's something really kind of fun and relaxed about just that level of power with your character that you can just cut through hundreds of enemies with little to no resistance until you meet, like, let's say a general or some kind of mini boss or something like that. But a lot of what I see from For Honor is tactical gameplay, real-time tactical gameplay with your character versus, yeah, probably some scrubs, some some easy meat to cut through here and there and stuff like that. But the mechanics behind For Honor, the one-on-one battles that you are likely going to have, the scale of the battles, the chaos, I could probably make an entire video talking about For Honor, and all I can say is that if you didn't watch the gameplay demonstration for Honor, you really need to, okay? Because it's just nothing short of incredible looking to me, I think. And whenever this game comes out, you better believe that I'm gonna be all over it, man. Because For Honor looks like it's one of those games that only once in a decade comes around, that really shakes things up, that really redefines the setting, the gameplay style, and just revolutionizes, I think, the way that hack and slash can be played. Number 2, Horizon. No, I think a lot of games try to do this, be them small indie titles or even AAA titles. They try as developers to bring a game to a show like E3, and E3 is one of, if not the biggest show in the world for world premieres when it comes to a new game and a new IP. What they did with Horizon, though, is greater than anything that I can recall from recent or distant memory, and the success that they had in bringing out this very beautiful looking game and blowing away people that they will be talking about it in great excitement for a long time, even more building up to the release of Horizon. I mean, they take this almost familiar kind of post-apocalyptic setting where man has been reduced to nothing but tribes and stuff like that, and you're out hunting, and then the next thing you know, there's freaking dino robots. It's like, what? I didn't see that coming at all, but it just instantly made for an incredible amount of mystery and raised so many questions about, you know, what is going on in this world. And that is really, really important when you are trying to sell a game to people, is you want, I think, to give them some familiarity that that they kind of understand the world that they're getting into. But it's even better when you can actually create as much mystery, if not more mystery, and intrigue people, like make them want to understand what is going on, like what is the reason why these things are happening in the game, and then to want to play the game to get answers to those questions, like why the hell are there dino robots? That's a really big question, and I think that is gonna sell it for a lot of people right there. Why are there dino robots running around, and why are we only just, you know, these pathetic humans with makeshift bows and arrows and stuff like that, rather than our own robotic kind of weapons or something like that? It's a fantastic looking setting, and I really can't wait to see more from Horizon. I think that the success that they've gained already from their premiere at E3 this year is gonna, it has already, I should say, created a lot of excitement for this game that is going to last plentiful up to the release of Horizon when it comes out. I can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this top 10 highlights of E3 2015. No, the video is not over. Of course, I haven't talked about the #1 game on my list, the game that grabbed my attention the most. We haven't gotten to that point yet, but I thought just before we do that, I want to talk about some very, very honorable mentions. And again, this is highly influenced by my own tastes and what stood out to me from E3 2015. Here are a handful of games that also really made a strong impression on me and got me very, very excited to see more of them.
Yeah, take your time. There's a couple of guys on the end here. There's a lot of them. 3 guys, 4. I'm reloading.
Watch out.
Back down.
I'm down.
I got him.
Bruno, picking him.
Yep.
Push forward. There's one guy in the console office.
Got 1 down, 2 down. I'm reloading.
Got one. I got one. Here you go.
Okay, start moving up. Bruno, bag. Yep. Oh, now come through the wall, alright? Going hard. Okay.
I see one more. Okay. I'm right behind you.
Go for it.
Push up.
Yeah.
Breaching.
Take a look on the right, Nico.
Yeah. Got my back.
Yeah, I'm watching.
All right, breaching. The room's clear.
Clear. Hold on, Nico's clearing the right hand
3,
side.
2, 1.
I think we're good. They're both down?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, nice
We
work,
got
guys.
this. Yeah, good.
Area secure. Whitehead is cured. Let's go.
Can't fight the friction!
Or you can unleash chaos. Strike from every side. Confuse them. Destroy everything. Decide who lives and who dies.
Drone in position.
Threat from all sides!
Come back to this city.
Add it to the list.
Whoa, 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 watch it!
Really?
You got a 4x4, go around.
Hang on!
Sorry, fellas. First time driver here. Yeah, we'll be out of your way in a second.
All right. Let's see that truck get past that. Come on!
Turn right, turn right! Wait.
Don't worry, I got this. I got this. I don't got this!
Holy shit.
And now for the #1 game of E3 2015, the game that grabbed me the most, by the balls really actually. So hard that everything before it and everything after that I watched during the E3 presentations still had my attention. In the very back of my mind, I was probably still thinking about this, even on a subconscious level. Doom. You gotta understand that I grew up on Doom, okay? When the very first Doom game that came out, it wasn't just the first-person shooter game that I played, but it was one of the very first games that really immersed me when I first played Doom. One of the very first games that made me think tactically about what I'm doing and how to do it better, that made me strive for hours and hours and hours, days and days, weeks and months, how to play Doom better than I had played it before I was playing it that day. There is just something about Doom that brought out so many qualities in me to improve me as a gamer and left such a long-lasting impression. I could never ever forget what Doom, the first Doom, did for me, like as a gamer. And what I see here coming up in the newest Doom, I see that and I see even more. It goes beyond the gore, the atmosphere, the speed, the guns. I mean, so many awesome looking guns, the demons, everything is fitting exactly where it needs to be, as far as I can tell, for Doom. And kind of like I was mentioned before with Star Wars Battlefront, there were times when I'm watching this and I was baffled. Like, am I actually looking at a game or am I looking at something live action? Because it looks so freaking good. And then when you take that and then you speed it up with the action and the gunplay and just the violence and the juicy sound effects, all of these things made for an incredible looking gameplay experience. Very, very well done and perfect for Bethesda's demonstration. And then they took it a step further, a very, very big and impressive step forward. And they didn't just give you a really sweet game with great gameplay and awesome guns and stuff like that, but they're actually giving you control to make even more from that. They've given us, it seems, very powerful tools to actually make our own levels in the new Doom game. And this is also, again, kind of something that impressed me about Fallout 4, is that freedom to create from the things that they have created to make something of our own inside of the game. I love when they do this. They give you like a level designer. You can build your own base or you can build whatever. And to be able to do that here in the new Doom game looks so much fun. I will probably spend countless hours designing my own levels and my own you know, kind of pathways through these demon infested areas, like very carefully planting all of these little, you know, artifacts or you know, pieces of debris and stuff like that around the level. That looks so much fun to me. You know, after everything that I said about how the fact that I wasn't familiar with Fallout kind of influenced on where I placed it on the top 10 list here, I can't deny, of course, that, you know, what I had just, of course, opened up with here, talking about Doom as far as like how much of an important part it was in my childhood and stuff like that. But even still, I think even if this was my first time, even if this was everybody's first time, maybe a world premiere of a new IP, Doom, the new first-person shooter, I still think that everything that it showed off at E3, the Bethesda presentation, is more than enough that it would have tapped into so many different points of my personal tastes, as far as like atmosphere, enemies, gameplay, and things like that. And then to add on top of that the ability to create your own levels like that, here in this genre is actually really rare. And I think that it's great. It's just simply great that they give players that control and that level of freedom and creativity to be able to create their own content in a first-person shooter game. Too many games like sell you their DLC or sell you their expansions, especially first-person shooter games. Bethesda and ID Software are giving us the power to create our own content and to create as much content as we want to keep us interested in the game for as long as we will be interested. And I see myself playing Doom for a very, very long time. That's going to do it for this top 10 kick-ass games of E3 2015. Again, I've said this a few different times, I'll say it again. This is very much a personal top 10 list, okay? These are my opinions, very biased on my own personal tastes. This is not a generic list, and I think that it's not going to be for everybody, but I think there's certainly enough people out there that that will probably share my enthusiasm for these games and are looking forward to their release in the months or years. It will probably take a couple of years even to see all of these games actually launched, but exciting times, man. If there are games that you are very excited for that you didn't see on this list or even mentioned in the honorable mention section, go ahead and let me know in the comments section what games were you most excited to see gameplay or trailers from E3 2015. It could be that that maybe I saw it and I just didn't quite get as hyped as you, or maybe I didn't see it at all. Who knows? I'm not going to sit here and claim that I am familiar with every game that was that was talked about at E3. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Click the like button to support these top 10 videos here on my channel, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Thanks again for watching. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.